the English story that will change the way you see friendship. Hey there, welcome back to Speak in English. Have you ever wondered what true friendship really is? I mean, what does it truly mean to have someone who's there for you, no matter what? We all have friends, right? But what if I told you that there's more to friendship than just hanging out or sharing memories? What if I told you that friendship can change your life in ways you never imagined? Today, I'm going to share a story about two friends that will challenge everything you thought you knew about loyalty, trust, and what it means to be there for someone, especially when it matters most. A friend is someone who knows all about you and still loves you, said Elbert Hubbard. But what if friendship is more than just love? What if it's about something deeper, something that can truly change the course of your life? This story will make you rethink the way you see friendship, and I promise, it's going to leave you thinking long after the video ends. So, let's dive into the English story that will change the way you see friendship. Meet Jason and Kyle. These two had been best friends since high school. They grew up in a small town in Texas, where everyone knew each other's business. Jason and Kyle were inseparable. They shared everything: their dreams, their fears, and of course, their love for sports. They played basketball together, hung out after school, and were always there for one another. On the surface, they seemed like the perfect pair of friends. They had everything in common, and their bond seemed unbreakable. But as they got older, things started to change. Jason went off to college on a scholarship, while Kyle stayed behind in their hometown, working at a local mechanic shop. Life began to pull them in different directions. But despite the physical distance, they stayed in touch. They talked on the phone, shared messages, and occasionally met up whenever Jason came home for the holidays. Friendship isn't about who you've known the longest. It's about who walked into your life, said, "I'm here for you," and proved it, said unknown. But would this friendship survive the challenges life was about to throw their way? One evening, everything changed. Jason received a phone call from his mom. His best friend Kyle had been in a terrible car accident. He was in critical condition. Jason couldn't believe it. Kyle, the guy who always had a smile on his face, the one who was always there to crack a joke, was now fighting for his life in the ICU. Jason rushed back to their hometown, his mind racing with 1,000 thoughts. He was scared. He was worried. But more than that, he felt helpless. Kyle had always been the strong one, the one who kept things together. Now, it was Jason's turn to be there for him. "True friends stab you in the front," said Oscar Wilde. But Jason wasn't sure what it meant to be a true friend. Was he prepared to face this? Was he ready to show up for Kyle in the way Kyle had always shown up for him? 4 days, Jason stayed by Kyle's side at the hospital. Kyle's condition was critical, and doctors weren't sure if he would pull through. Jason spent hours sitting in the waiting room, pacing, trying to figure out what to do. He had never faced anything like this. He wanted to be the friend Kyle needed, but he was filled with doubt. What could he possibly do to help? What was the right thing to say? "A friend is someone who gives you total freedom to be yourself," said Jim Morrison. But in this moment, Jason realized that friendship was about more than just being there. It was about showing up, even when you don't have all the answers. It was about staying strong when your friend couldn't. The emotional toll on Jason was immense. He began questioning everything about their friendship. Had he truly been there for Kyle? Had he been the friend Kyle needed? Then, one day, something unexpected happened. Kyle opened his eyes. His recovery wasn't certain, but it was a sign. A small, hopeful sign that things might get better. Jason didn't know what to say, but in that moment, he realized that all his doubts didn't matter. What mattered was being there, showing up, and proving to Kyle that he wasn't alone. He grabbed Kyle's hand and whispered, "You're going to make it through this. I'm not going anywhere." Friendship is born at that moment when one person says to another, "What? You too? I thought I was the only one," said C.S. Lewis. And in that moment, Jason knew this was what true friendship was all about. It wasn't about grand gestures or big speeches. It was about showing up, being present, and offering the strength when your friend couldn't stand on their own. As the days passed, Kyle's condition improved, and slowly, he began to regain his strength. It wasn't easy, but with Jason by his side, Kyle felt like he could face anything. Jason didn't try to fix things or make it all better. He didn't have the answers. He just stayed by his friend's side, offering love, support, and quiet strength. When Kyle was finally discharged from the hospital, the two friends took a long walk together. They didn't talk much, but the silence spoke volumes. They had both learned the true meaning of friendship, that it's not about being perfect or always having the right words to say. It's about showing up, even when things get tough. A few months later, Kyle was back on his feet, and their friendship was stronger than ever. But it wasn't just about the recovery, it was about the journey. They had both learned something powerful. True friendship isn't about the good times or the easy moments. It's about being there for each other in the hardest times, when you have nothing to give but your presence. A real friend is one who walks in when the rest of the world walks out, said Walter Winchell. Jason had learned that being a true friend wasn't about fixing things. It was about being there, showing up, and letting your friend know they're not alone. So, what about you? What does friendship mean to you? Have you truly been there for your friends when it matters most? Sometimes, the real test of friendship comes in the hardest moments. It's not about having fun together or sharing good times. It's about showing up, being present, and offering your strength when your friend needs it the most. If this story made you rethink the way you see friendship, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need to hear it, and don't forget to subscribe to Speak in English for more powerful stories that make us think and grow. Thank you for watching, and remember, true friendship is about being there when it matters most.